Good afternoon, folks. Today's EZLife Training Part 3 is going to be talking to you about how to do a specialized quote. For an example today would be an insulin shooting diabetic, how to do it on the 10-minute app still. So happy selling and happy training. Good afternoon, folks. Ralph Dickinson here from Term Team EZLife. Today we're going to talk to you about how to use the EZLife system to do a specialized quote. An example would be an insulin shooting diabetic who needs a specialized quote. Let's say you've already talked to Mike Woods at the back office, our underwriter, and he instructed you, let's say that this person was going to be around a table 3. To do that, you would go in here, and I'm going to show you how to do this on the 10-minute app still. When you come in here, I'm on the dashboard page, so you'd come in here and you click Sales Tools, and you click Term Life. It's going to open up the iPipeline quoter. Let's use an example of a male, 12/12/1970. We're in California, so it doesn't matter what state you're in. Let's say this guy wants a $500,000 policy. You are going to always change this to monthly. And let's say he wants a 30-year term policy. Not concerned about the pricing, he just wants to be able to lock it in for a long period of time. You already know this is going to be a table 3 minimum rating, maybe depending on what kind of health the guy is in. Insulin shooting diabetics can actually get as low as a standard rate when they're moving forward. So bear that in mind. But if you were directed by our underwriter to quote table 3, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's do a table 3 rating. And you would click off, of course, standard here. And we want to view all quotes. In this case, it looks like Banner Life came up with the best rate. You're looking at a 247.98, which will be rounded in our system up to 248. But in this case, what you want to do is you want to write down Banner Life right here, Banner Life, the op term 30, and the price. That's all you need. Now this opened in a third-party site, so you can always refer back to it if you need to. But Banner Life would have been my go-to company. Banner Life is nice in that they go 14 tables deep, so they're one of the few carriers that will go that deep on the underwriting tables. So if their problem arose with this client and it came up with a higher rate, then Banner is going to be able to accommodate you nicely at usually the lower rate in the industry. So you go back to your EZLife tab, you click on, just like you're going to do a regular quote here, begin new quote. Let's go ahead and do this gentleman again. I'm just going to put on California. I am going to say 30 years, $500,000 monthly. And the birth date was 12/12/1970. This guy was insulin shooting diabetic, and he's probably a little overweight. So let's just say this guy was 5'8" and call him 200 at the table 3 rate. Now, instead of going on with the application down here, because he's already a table 2 rating, so family history and all that kind of stuff is probably not going to come into play here, and unless he has other complicating issues like tobacco, blood pressure, or cholesterol, that would just add more to it, and Mike would have given you a different table rating to quote him at. But let's just say he is clean otherwise, except for his height and weight and his insulin shooting diabetes. We're going to click Bypass Health Analyzer here. That's what that blue button is for. We're going to select the carrier here. In this case, it was Banner. 30 years. The product name was, and it'll populate with some of the carriers, but in this case, up term 30. And he was on this drop-down menu at table 3, 500,000. The premium was 247.98. You can put that in there, but it's going to round up in our system up to the nearest dollar. once you're additionally done here. And then here, I'm going to put in notes. I'm going to put in per Mike Woods. This was a separate one here, so per Mike Woods, that's our underwriter, table 3, due to build and type 2 diabetes. And I'm just going to push the continue button, and you're going to like this, folks. It pre-populates it here at the top, puts that note in there, and bam, it takes you back to your 10-minute app. So you can write the EZLife app on here in a nice, easy fashion on the regular app, and still use the short form app, and just put in the pertinent notes and information down here in the remarks. And as I coached you on the first training, always put in the date. Always put in the date. And then when you have a specialized app like this, I just go back up to the top and I copy this right here. I get a little redundant, but it makes it nice for you to be able to do this, because it makes sure that our case management team sees all the notes in a proper fashion. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here. And then I'm going to go on with my other notes. If there's additional beneficiaries or whatever else you need to put in here. But the nice thing about this is it does take you right back to the 10-minute app, and allows you to move forward with a specialized app on that short form, which saves you time and allows you to concentrate on other business. That's the whole purpose of our EZLife system, is it allows you to write more lines of business and concentrate on your investment side or anything else that you're doing. Let's go back to the dashboard here and take a look at this. Now, there's other ways to underwrite this. Let's say it's after hours and you have a specialized case, the same case, and you click on the underwriting, and you can go to the X-ray screening tool, which makes it real nice. Now, the only caveat to the X-ray screening tool is generally it does not quote Banner Life. So this will help you zero in on the table rating that you're going to get for this client. Let's do the same person. 1270. We're looking for $500,000. Pre-populated here. It's great. And a term life product. Go to the next section. This guy was 5'8", and we said he weighed 200. And in this case, most generally speaking, the chest is still going to always exceed the waist size. And I'm not going to go into the tobacco products and the blood pressure and cholesterol. Let's say all those things are clear. I'm just going to go to the actually the medical conditions here, and I'm going to put in for the type 2. And I'll just use some generalized answers here. Date of diagnosis, let's call it January of 1990. And his last A1C, let's call that 6.2. No complications. In other words, the person hasn't crashed or been hospitalized for that diabetes. He is currently treated. Let's just say he's taking 30 insulin units per day. All right. Say next section. It's going to give since that's the last section on the medical condition, it's going to give you a summary of what you put in. And then you go in here and you search underwriting. See, it's generally coming up table C or table 3 for the best rates. So this is what I'm looking for. So I can go back to my iPipeline quoter, and I can plug in table 3 or C rating. You can see that that was true and correct for the most part here. But if you actually want to look for pricing on here, you can say search pricing. It's going to ask you for what state you're looking in, and search pricing. It's going to give you annualized rate, and it's going to pre-populate at a 20-year rate. Let's go ahead and let it finish doing what it's doing here. And always go up here and change this to monthly. It's kind of sticker shock if you got a client watching you on your computer. But you can see American General did come in this quote criteria. Let's go back and take a look at this quote. You can see that it matches dollar for dollar. American General came in with the best rate on the X-ray at 250.60. See 250.60? It's the same rate, but Banner did beat it, and that's, of course, Banner is my go-to company. It's the one I would recommend that people go to because their underwriting criteria are more lenient and they do go 14 tables deep. But using this X-ray tool is a handy-dandy gadget to use outside of normal working hours if you can't get a hold of one of our underwriters. So it's really good to use this tool for your underwriting, and we recommend that you go through here and use this process to zero in on the criteria and the underwriting and the rate categories for your clients. But what we examine here today was how to write the EZLife app, the 10-minute app. You add a couple more minutes to that timeline because you're going through the underwriting process, but it allows you to go right in there and set up this app and move forward with an EZLife app for a specialized case. So that's it for today. Good luck and good writing. And if you have any questions, you can reach Dan or Ralph at 800-963-2494. We look forward to working with you, and you have a great day.